Alright guys, before we get to the review, let's announce the winners of the 3 Sparrows Clear Training Locks. The first one is going to Dale in Kettle Falls, Washington. And Dale, you're going to get the spool version. The next one is going to Axel Bostrom in Sweden. And Axel, looks like you're getting the serrated version. And the last one goes to Red Bearded One. I have not yet gotten your mailing address, dude. So if you want this thing, get it to me. And I will send the standard clear training lock from Sparrows to you as well. Alright, let's get down to business. I know you guys are getting a little bit antsy. 50 or more of you have asked about this tool. This is Southord's Jackknife lockpick set. It's designed to be kind of an emergency tool you keep in your pocket. And if you need it during the day, you got everything you need to pick a lock in one handy, very obscure looking little tool. It doesn't look like a lockpick kit, but very nicely done. It is very substantial. I paid $39.95 for this. The outer body seems to be some kind of alloy steel that's been chromed. There is no visible seam, so it's very well done. Nice machine work. You can see just a little bit of machining right there where they cut out that finger groove to help you get your blades up. But other than that, everything's like a mirror finish on it. Very nicely done. We'll talk a little bit about this knurled knob in a minute, but let's go ahead and take it out. Take out everything. Your tension wrench, you see I had to kind of wedge my fingernail under it. Very, very tight fit in the top of here, and it's wedged underneath the body of the lock between the picks and the body. It is not going to fall out. You have to wedge it up and then give it a very substantial pull. It's been bent to create some tension in there, so it's not going to fall out. I don't believe you're going to be losing this. And by the way, if you end up losing any of the parts, I'm going to describe everything as conveniently priced. It seems like $3 or $2.95 for. If you lose this, you can buy another one for $2.95. Let's get to this knurled knob. I had several comments from you guys saying you'd broken a few of these. So I was really worried about it. This $40 is $40, you know, and I would expect a little bit of quality. So I pulled this out, and I just can't imagine how this could get broken. This is a stainless steel knurled knob, or knurled nut. Very well done, nice thick threads, and so the amount of tension on this to break it is just unimaginable. So I thought, well, maybe it got stripped. So I checked out the threads, and again, heavy steel body. Those are very deep threads. So in order to strip those, you'd really have to put some torque on this little nut. You couldn't do it with your fingers. You'd have to definitely do it with some kind of tool. So the only possible explanation is that maybe at some time in the past, this was a weak point. Maybe they had made it out of plastic or some other cheap cast metal and it broke. But today, those days are gone. This is solid stainless steel, so we're not going to be breaking that. Alright, to pull out your picks, loosen up that knurled nut just about a half a turn, and then stick your finger, just like with a knife blade, and slide it open. You get 6 picks, and they are all made from stainless steel, and the thickness, let me get it backing up here so we can get some decent focus. All 6 picks are made from stainless steel, and it's 18 thousandths, so it fits into pretty much any keyway. Alright, let's talk about what you get, and then I'll tell you what I would change if I were to keep this thing. You get a very deep hook, and when you compare that hook to a standard hook, let me grab one here, you can see a very substantial difference. So this is more like a postal hook, very deep. You get an S-rake, very handy little tool. You get a half diamond, a half ball. You get a L-rake for rocking open locks, and then you get an extractor. Alright, let's talk about these, like I say, one at a time. This hook is very, very deep. And if this is the only hook that you have, you're going to have trouble getting it into some locks if you like to SPP. So what I would do is probably file this down so the profile would be more like a standard hook or a medium hook. I would keep the S-rake because I really like raking open locks. Sometimes that's the fastest way to get in. On this diamond, I would modify this diamond. Let me put a standard, another diamond. It's a little bit better defined. And so what I would do, you notice how the one on the right has very sharp, tall portion of the diamond. I would probably sand the top of this down to better define that diamond. So I'd be able to use it not only as a hook, but I could use it for picking dimple locks. So So a little bit better defined on that. A little bit of work and it would be no problem. I probably would get rid of the half ball. I would keep the city rake because I really like rocking open master locks. It's a hobby of mine. And this last thing, let's take a look at that. If you need to harpoon a whale, this is the tool of choice. But this thing is huge. I can't imagine any keyway that would accept something that big. So the extractor, I would say, is probably useless. So I would get rid of that. So what are your options? Well, if it was me, I would probably, let me spread that a little bit better. I would keep this hook, and I would buy 2 more hooks just like it, and I would file them down to give myself a postal hook, a medium hook, and a standard hook. I would keep the S-rake. I would keep the diamond after I cleaned it up. I would dump the half ball. I would keep the L-rake, and I would dump the harpoon. That's just my own preference. Now you notice I said buy another one. All these can be replaced if you break one or bend one. There's a tension or pressure fit pin right here. You just get a punch it out. All of these come out, and if you look closely, you'll notice that these are all basically standard Southord picks, and all they've done is they've cut it off about right here and they've drilled a hole in it. So if you wanted a double ball, you could easily make your own fitted pick for it. If not, you can buy replacements for these. Again, everything is $2.95 according to the website. So if you break your hook, or if you want a couple more, $2.95 each all day long. So there you go, guys. I'd have to say I really like this. I think whoever wins it is going to be very, very happy with it. It's a very useful tool. Very doesn't look like anything other than an innocent little pocket knife, and yet it's almost a complete pick set rolled up in there that fits right in your pocket. So let's talk about giving it away. I'm going to do things a little bit differently. I had a recommendation, actually several of you recommended a fairer way, rather than asking questions, to let the computer do it for us. And so there's a random comment picker that will look at all the comments and then pick it randomly. So it removes me, the weak link, from the whole chain. So that's what we're going to do. So all you got to do to enter, you don't have to send me anything, no PMing of anything like that. Just leave a comment of anything, any comment, and in 48 hours I'll run that random selection, and the computer will pick the winner of this nice little Southord Jackknife lockpick. Anyway, fellas, stay safe, stay legal. Red bearded one, give me your address, dude.